Hi everyone. Today I wanted to just show you a couple of tricks I use in Schoology to help students keep track of their work. Right now I'm on my homepage in Schoology, and you can see that I have all my courses here, which is kind of a mess right now because we're switching from first to second semester. And then on the right-hand side, I have sort of a running to-do list. And what I've found is that kids are really using this to-do list to keep track of their work. For years, I used eLearn, and I used the calendar in eLearn to keep track of my agenda for every lesson. And that was one of the first things I figured out how to do in Schoology because I wanted to keep doing that. So first of all, along the green bar, if you click on the calendar icon, you guys have probably already seen this, that in Schoology, you've got sort of an overview of all your calendars. And this, if I go back to December, can look kind of overwhelming. Now, I am only showing 5 of my 45 calendars. I'm on a lot of different courses. I was covering for another teacher at the end of last semester. And so anyway, hopefully you guys don't have 45 calendars, but I have a lot right now. You can select which calendars you want to show just by clicking this down button, and then highlighting and color coding or checking and then selecting different colors for different calendars so that you're only looking at just the ones that you really want to pay attention to. And for me, those are for my 3 courses that I'm teaching, and they're 3 different colors so I can tell what goes with what. This was a really good idea for students to do, obviously, because then they get a real overview of what's expected to them from them. And I don't know how much they use this big calendar feature, but it's something we might want to talk to students about. So what I like to do is not really use this particular calendar, but go inside the course and use the course calendar. So if I click on this course, I teach this Intro to Engineering Design course to 3 different sections and on to A Day and B Day. So this is there's kind of a lot going on in this course, so this is how I wanted to show you what I use or how I take care of the calendar here. So this is just the materials page that you would land on. This is all my information about the course. And if I click on this little colored calendar here, not this big green one, this is everything. This little colored one is just going to be just the stuff for this particular course. So if I go back to December, you can see that I actually have all of this stuff just for this course. So you can see just the one color is showing up, and it's showing up on A and B Day. And if I click any of these individual items, this is going to show me what the agenda was for that particular day. And so what I'm really trying to train students to do is, especially if they're absent a day, and especially I guess in this time where they sometimes are not participating synchronously, always click on the agenda to see what we're doing that day. And so what this is the screen I show on my screen when the conference starts. So I have the agenda up. That helps me keep track of what we're doing that day in class, and it helps the students keep track as well. And if I forget a day to put the agenda up before the class comes in, for whatever reason, I forget to just copy it over. I've noticed some of the kids get really like, where's the agenda? I don't know. I can't see it. So I think that's really good that some of them are paying attention to this, but it's really a process trying to get them all to look here. So in any way, this is what a sample agenda would look like for me. So if I get back into the course, and let's say I want to add a new agenda. Don't know what I'm doing here. I've clicked around. If I want to add a new agenda, all I need to do is click Add Event. And I keep all of my lesson plans in a Google Doc that's shared with amongst our PLC. So I pretty much already know what I'm going to put on there. I just need to put it on there. So this will be for the lesson for Wednesday. I don't need to add an end time. This will just stay open. And I'll just put in IED agenda -16. So IED, Intro to Engineering Design, is the name of the course. For weeks, I was just putting agenda, but then I realized if they're looking at their main calendar, which shows them all their courses. I want them to be able to see, oh, this is my IED agenda, or whatever, art agenda, or whatever agenda that I want them to be able to easily discern which one is which. And of course, if they want to color code them, they can, but it's just another way for them to tell. And then I just go from my Word doc over to copy paste, and I get my objective, the activities, what the kids are going to be doing that day, and then I divide it into asynchronous time. I really found that kids, once they log out of the conference, they don't remember, they're like lost. Now they don't know what they should be working on. So it's so important to create an assignment for everything they do, and also to use the agendas to sort of establish the framework of the lesson. Okay, so moving on, I teach this class A Day and B Day. This is going to be the A Day class, so I don't want B Day section to see it yet, because that could just be confusing for them. So I'm going to select sections to show this to, and I'm going to deselect my B Day section. Now, because I've named this 1-6, when I copy it over to the calendar on B Day, I'll name it 1-7, and then I'll just make it visible to the B Day section. You can leave comments enabled. I don't really want them to comment on the agenda, and you can also copy it to another course. So, for instance, if you were having the same agenda, if I was doing the same thing in Intro to Engineering Design as I was doing in Civil Engineering one day, which would probably not very often happen, then I could copy it over to a different course. Or if you don't, I have my courses linked, so I don't have to copy, but if you have multiple sections of the same course and yours aren't linked, this would be handy to have. And then I'm just going to save changes, and then you're going to see that now it's showing up under upcoming. And obviously any assignments that are posted that are upcoming are going to show here as well. And if I go back out to my main courses, I should be able to see it on this page as well. So I've just found that my students are really using this sort of as their to-do list. And if something's not on this or showing up on this, it's really confusing to them. So that's why I use the agenda and the calendar to help them keep track. And one more time, back to my materials page, I do have a little note there for them to remind them, were you absent? Don't forget to click on the little colored calendar on the right next to the word upcoming to see the agenda and what was covered on that class day that you missed.